All right, greetings everybody. Welcome to the Media Files. So today, this is going to be more of a collection overview video. Yeah. Now, with this series, of course, with the new film coming out here pretty soon, I figured I'd show off my collection of what I have of the title character, as you probably already saw in the description below. Shall we say He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Well, what can I say? This is definitely a show of the 80s, and the fact is, this show came out before my time, just by a little bit. And, of course, I really didn't get into He-Man until I was probably maybe in, I want to say really late to the party, like way back in college and stuff, because I had a friend of mine who was like, he loved He-Man. That was like his jam. And I'm like, okay. So I started watching some of the He-Man episodes, and I dug definitely the 80s style to it and whatnot. And so ever since then, I've been trying to collect He-Man stuff ever since. Well, shall we say we've got a buttload of stuff to go through. No, I'm not going to go through all the extras and stuff because there's just a lot of stuff to go through. And mind you, the majority of the stuff I've really not had a chance to watch in full. So I still have a lot of He-Man to catch up on, but I figured with the new movie on the way, figured why not, get the collection overview done and out of the way. And with that, it's He-Man. Let's go. Okay, first things first, we've got here the OG, the one that started it all. Now, sadly, my edition is the much later re-released edition, and it is not the original. I think it's the VIC or BIC individual releases where it has the artwork for the spines that makes up this big, huge mural. No. Mine is, of course, the classic media re-release of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the complete original series. Yes. There's loads of great stuff and whatnot. And, what can I say? It actually does, but this does include also the He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword full-length movie, as well as the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. Fun. Then we also have some pretty cool bonus features on here. Then we have the Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Feature-length deep dive documentary exploring the origins and impact of He-Man. A character whose powers stretch well beyond the iconic toy line and the TV show that defined the 1980s for a generation. Sunday Morning Legacy of Filmation. Highlights and details behind the scenes of the widely popular syndicated animation that spawned legendary careers and set new standards for kids programming and showed millions of kids that they indeed had the power. Hope, Honor, Heart, the origins of She-Ra. An expanded look at the surprising origins of She-Ra, Princess of Power, a female character that broke many boundaries as the talented women who contributed to her creation. And finally, early concepts and illustrations sneak way behind the scenes for a look at the prototypes, pitches, and possibilities that went into the design and development of Eternia's most powerful heroes. So yeah, how cool is that? Got 130 episodes, literally loads of great stuff. Okay, so then up next we have here one of the collector's editions, which this one is the Best of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the 10 episodes collector's edition. So this is basically, I believe, just 2 discs. It features on disc 1, Evil Seed, Quest for He-Man, Prince Adam No More, Diamond Ray of Disappearance, and Teela's Quest. And then disc 2 has Into the Abyss, Teela's Triumph, To Save Skeletor, The Problem with Power, and The Origin of the Sorceress. But what's cool about this is that this actually has two brand new documentaries that are exclusive to this set. And I believe it's pretty much almost the same edition that very similar documentaries that's also in the Best of She-Ra, Princess of Power, which that set I do not have. I am on the hunt for that one. So hopefully one day I will have that set, but that's pretty cool. So speaking of She-Ra, we've got here She-Ra, Princess of Power, the complete original series. So this features 93 epic episodes, whereas He-Man was 130. So almost up there with everything. I mean, sadly my box is a little bit beat up there at the bottom, but that's okay. It was like that when it arrived. Thank you so much, Amazon. Anyways, so this set also does include basically everything that I had mentioned on the He-Man box set, except it's just She-Ra. So there you go. So then up next, we've got here on its own release, the Christmas special. Yeah. Not watched it, but we'll see how cheesy it is. I'm sure it's probably pretty cheesy. But hey, look at this though. I can actually get on Blu-ray and DVD the Jackson 5. There you go. Boy. The complete animated series. No thank you. I think I will pass. Okay, so then up next. Now, these were probably the hardest things for me probably to find out of everything. Considering this was the reboot series. This was the series I pretty much watched when I was in college. And I thought this was so cool. And, well, thank you so much to the mom and pop store and whoever decided to bring in literally everything. So I was like, this is awesome. And the funny thing is that 2 out of 3 of these are still in the original packaged wrap. Yeah. Of course, I'm talking about the 2002 reboot series of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Volume 1. This was released, this was released also by BCI. Contains 13 episodes. This is part of the Mattel line, and has some pretty cool bonus material. So it actually has end of episode morals, World of He-Man highlight show, 3 image galleries, 3 extended video commentaries, 5 audio commentaries, 3 full episode animatics, scripts for 13 episodes 1 through 13. So literally for all 13 episodes you get all the scripts, which is really cool. And 2 art cards by acclaimed comic book artists Ben Templesmith and Dustin Nguyen. So yeah, how cool is that? I mean, come on. Isn't that awesome? And then I also managed to find as well Volume 2, which is even harder to find. Yeah. The funny thing is, I think this one might have a small misprint on the. I think they must have printed it wrong on the back, or no, it's because of the artwork or the whoever had this. They put the thing on the back of it, so it looks like the font is totally messed up. You probably can't tell on the camera, but it looks like it's one, it's like it's here, then it's there. Anyways, so everything's basically the same as before, except this one has 2 full audio two full episode commentaries, both audio and video, and it does include the scripts for episodes 14 through 26. So, which is pretty cool, like I said. So this consisted of 3 volumes. So of course you got Skeletor there, and his the evil sorceress. Can't remember what her name is. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've watched this. And finally, this one here is still wrapped. And apparently this one here is the limited edition Target set, which I did not know. Thank God, because when I bought these, right, all 3 of these were $5 a piece. I'm like, okay. Talk about a deal, right? So here we have the final volume, Volume 3. Yeah, look. See that? Yeah. It still has the 3D He-Man Masters of the Universe keychain in there. And, yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. And, so this thing is loaded with extras. So what's really cool is that it actually has the end of episode morals, 2 video commentaries with 1 extended episode, 5 audio commentaries, interviews with toy line artists from Mattel and the Four Horsemen, a digital comic book of the unproduced 40th episode, 3 image galleries, 3 full episode animatics, and episodes for scripts for episodes 27 through 40, and 2 art cards, of course, by comic book artists Jason Sean Alexander and Chris Bacalo. So yeah, basically there's supposed to be a grand total, I think, of 40 episodes. They actually only ended up doing 39. So then we have here the movie, the original Snapper Case DVD. Yeah. Let's just say I've never actually watched this, or part of what I have seen, it looks kind of meh. But I cannot wait for the upcoming Toy Robot release, which is actually, I believe, through Arrow. Because that's going to be one of their newest releases. Like, they're going to get a 4K restoration down on this. And also they are releasing Guyver Dark Hero as well through that line, which I cannot wait for that one as well. But this actually has the feature-length commentary by Gary Goddard and character profiles, interactive menus, theatrical trailers, scene access, languages, subtitles, the generic stuff. But what can we say? It was Dolph Lundgren in his prime, and of course Frank Langella as, of course, Skeletor. So, which I heard the movie's not that great anyways. But that's just lots of people's opinions. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll watch it. I may enjoy it. Okay, so then up next, we've got here, the documentary that was literally mentioned on both the complete series sets. We've got The Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, found at the Dollar Tree. Yep, $1. So there you go. Can't beat that. Of course, it talks about, about the comics, the TV series, the movie at the time. But this came out in 2016, so this documentary is roughly about 10 years old by this point. But it has, basically, it runs for about 95 minutes, and, sounds like a lot of fun. So, there you go. Okay, and then we have here I think when did this one come out? This is actually from 2021. Yeah, so both of these came out around, roughly a few years ago. So the first one we have here is the more CGI series of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the complete series. So this one ran... how many episodes is this? Ran for 3 seasons for a grand total of 26 episodes, roughly about 12 episodes per season. This one I have not watched because I could tell it's TVY. So I'm gonna say it's kind of reminds me of the like the Transformers, Beast Wars vibe, as far as like going from 2D animation to 3D animation. So we'll see how this one is. And then finally, good thing I pre-ordered this when the first round came out. When the first printings came out, because this thing was selling like hotcakes once they announced it, and I knew it was going to go quick. Thankfully, I think they've done a second press or a second running of it. But here we have the sequel series, both of them, from Netflix. Yeah, thank God Mill Creek put this out. Because, I mean, come on. Not only do you have Kevin Smith, who's obviously in my opinion, one of the greatest, independent directors of all time. Not only is he a damn good writer, but you can tell how much of a fanboy he is of He-Man because he grew up with He-Man. Like millions of us did. And not only for him to get the opportunity to continue the story of what happened right after He-Man and She-Ra ended, from what I've seen out of it, it is so cool. And the writing is so good. And come on, you got Mark Hamill in here as Skeletor. I mean, wow, you can't go any better than that. So, of course, I have the Steelbook edition of Masters of the Universe Revelation and Revolution. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because it's kind of dark and it's still in the plastic. But, so it's basically just bare bones. It's just the series, which is more than enough. And On top of that, you also have Bear McCreary's awesome, epic scores for both. I mean, come on. The man's a genius. You know, I mean, come on. He's like literally like today's like metal John Williams. He really is. I mean, come on. He did Battlestar Galactica, for God's sake. He even did the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. What else has he done? Loads of other great scores, which I absolutely love. I love his style. And also God of War and God of War Ragnarok. So there you go. The 2018 version, I should say. So yeah, He-Man. What can I say? What shall I say? Except that I have the power. Or I have the discs. Yeah. So yeah, how cool is that? Oh, I forgot one. Here. Now I have the power. Yeah, I mean, sadly, it was. I wish I had collected and watched He-Man when I was a lot younger. Obviously, I never really did get around to actually watching it. Obviously, because it came out before my time, and yeah, I just had to ignore all these DVDs and stuff because I've got loads of videos that I'm working on to get all this stuff ready. So ignore the big pile there. So yeah. Anyways. Yeah, He-Man, what can I say? The movie looks amazing from what I've been hearing. Reviews are coming in, and they're saying it's really, really works very well, and that the really well directed and really, really well acted. So we'll see how this new adaptation of Prince Adam happens to go on with his adventure back to the realm of Eternia. And so with that, shall I say, may you have the power. And with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and that notification button. Leave a comment down below. I will post links for everything that is posted here. Now, whatever the prices are, that's what Amazon is asking. Just saying. But anyways, yeah. So with that, you guys, I will see you next time. See ya.